I lived with a woman for 10 years. When my husband isn't at home, it was him who stayed with me. I streamed until 2 or 3 in the morning. It was him who kept watch over me. But it's this very person, Big Brother, who gave me a gift while I was sleeping, slept with my childhood friend's boyfriend, also took hundreds of thousands from them. In the end, they turned around and started cursing me instead. My name is Lin Yu. I'm 40 years old this year. I got married long ago. I'm from the north. But my husband, because of work, only 3 days back in a week, spent all the remaining time running around outside. So, under such circumstances, I have a best friend. We lived together for a full 10 years. A marriage, being able to last 10 years is already quite good. Not to mention friends. I truly treat her like my own sister. She doesn't have a job. Eat what I eat, live where I live. I've never cared about it. I have a desk job during the day. I still have to work until late in front of the camera when I get home at night. In our line of work, if they're not ugly looking, there are quite a few people willing to spend money. But I'm not some big internet celebrity either. But with tips alone, I can earn around 10,000 yuan per month. Plus the daytime salary, life is fairly comfortable. I also have my limits. All these years, I've never added any of them. Send gifts to the Big Brother's private WeChat account. I think they're spending money to support you. That's because others respect you. Just accept this gesture of my heart. There's no need to get involved in those private matters. Besides, my husband doesn't come home very often. But the wedding decorations are still there. What needs to be done, what shouldn't be done, I know better than anyone. But what I didn't expect was my circle of friends, people I know. But it became the place where she found men. When did it all start? I was probably in my 2nd or 3rd year in this line of work. My best friend has a habit. As long as I see that someone's amount increases on the screen, she would secretly write down people's IDs. Then use your own profile to send them a private message. At first, I wasn't really paying attention. Until one day, a guy who gave me almost 100,000. Suddenly, he never comes to my room anymore. I was quite puzzled at the time. But it wasn't long before. I just discovered it by chance. He got in touch with that Big Brother. It was all explicit flirtatious talk. They also met in person and had sex. I asked him what was going on. He didn't hide anything from me either. Admitted it openly and without hesitation. He said that the older guy added him on his own, saying that I like his personality. I was actually feeling quite complicated inside at that time. I'm also a little uncomfortable. I thought about it all night. The next day, I said this to him. It's fine as long as you can benefit from it. I mean it sincerely. I know it's not easy for him. In their 30s, don't even have a stable person to rely on. If only I could get something from these. It's just something men do for fun after all. Make some money to get by in life. I won't stop him either. After getting on with that guy, sure enough, my older brother never spent a single penny on me again. Later, there was another guy who spent over 100,000 on me. It was also taken by him in the same way. I didn't say anything either. After all, the money is with them. It's their freedom to decide who they want to spend money on. But his appetite goes far beyond that. I have a friend in real life. He's my childhood friend's boyfriend. We get along very well. He also supports me a lot. Often comes to support me. The amount isn't small either. Then he set his sights on him. This time, I'm really worried. I specifically called him into the room, closed the door and talked to him for a while. I don't care about Chengxi's older brother. You can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. I won't say a single word. But friends I know in real life, you absolutely must not have casual sex. Otherwise, the consequences will be irreversible. I can't get along with any of you. I also specifically watched his eyes. Added one word at a time. If you have sex with a friend of mine in real life, we two aren't that kind of relationship. After 10 years of being friends, our relationship ends here. He kept nodding his head at that time. Responding in that way. Don't worry, I know what's important. How could I possibly touch your friend? I'm not an idiot. Before long, however, I heard it from a friend we both know. Heard the news that the two of them are together. At that moment, my heart truly sank with despair. Do you know what that feeling is? It's just that you've been good to someone for 10 years. Treat him as someone closest to you. I made sure to explain all the important details to him clearly. But he still ignores the bottom line you've repeatedly emphasized. All can be stepped on without hesitation as stepping stones. It's useless no matter what you say. Because he doesn't give a damn what you think of him. Only cares about what he wants himself. I didn't make any noise or cause any trouble. I just silently blocked him. Also blocked that man. 2 full years. I've lost touch with neither of them. In these past 2 years, I live alone. Keep doing online work as usual. Life goes on as usual. It's just that there's one person less by my side. At first, it was quite difficult to adjust. I'm done with my work for the night. I'm the only one in the empty living room. While eating, the seat across from me is empty. Occasionally, I see something interesting and want to share it. I just remembered to pick up my phone now. That person isn't here anymore. But over time, it just becomes like that. No one can survive without the other. But I never could have imagined that. 2 years later, he appeared in my life again. A few days ago, I was cooking at home. The phone suddenly rang. I picked it up and took a look. It was a text message from an unknown number. It's full of disgusting insults. Lin Yu, you bitch. You won't die a natural death. Why do you keep speaking ill of me behind my back? Why try to undermine my relationship with them? I'm not doing well right now. Don't even think you'll get away with it. I won't let you go. I was completely stunned at that moment. I stared at the phone screen. It took a while to realize what had happened. This number belongs to Chengxi. I really can't figure it out. We haven't seen each other in 2 years. Why is he suddenly sending these things to insult me? The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Just give it to the older brother from before. And those childhood friends each sent a message. I asked them if they had been in touch with Chengxi recently. Why is he suddenly sending these things to insult me? As a result, their answers were almost identical. They said they had lost contact with Chengxi a long time ago. The reason is simple. He's extremely narcissistic and arrogant. Never realized I had any problems at all. No matter who he's with, it's like those people owe him something. He's always right. When I'm with him, he always finds ways to ask them for money. I need to buy a bag today. I need to buy jewelry tomorrow. The day after, they said they weren't feeling well again. Even the slightest amount of negligence is unacceptable. He cried and made a fuss again. They say they don't love him anymore, saying they're all scumbags. Who can endure it in the long run? They said that a few days ago, Chengxi suddenly got in touch with them again. Sighed, she wanted to get back together with them. After being rejected by them, he started cursing loudly. They say I speak ill of him behind his back, spoiling his reputation everywhere. That's why he fell out with them all. I was really annoyed and amused at the same time. I haven't been in touch with them in almost 2 years. How could I possibly speak ill of him behind his back? What makes me even more speechless is Dawn kept calling me everywhere. All the friends I know who also know her, crying one by one, saying how bad I am. They say I'm jealous that there are men who like her. So deliberately provoking, instigating conflicts. It made her lose her boyfriend. I'm forced into a situation with no choice. To clarify, I have nothing to do with this. That's exactly what those guys said to me. Tell it exactly as it happened. told those friends who were being harassed by him. Then those few guys, the records of transfers to Chengxi over the past few years. Sent them all. One of them involved over 300,000 in total. The other one also has tens of thousands of transactions. And that childhood boyfriend of hers, I've spent quite a bit of money on him too. I did a rough calculation. Just these 3 men, he took at least 5 to 600,000. Today he sent a lot of messages again. Not looking for me. It's cursing those guys. He questioned them. Why do you need to send me the transfer records? And those guys aren't exactly easy to deal with either. Some people simply blocked him outright. Don't want to say another word. Some people called me. The sound of his anger was trembling. Sister Yu is completely crazy. I've already asked a lawyer. Over the past few years, he's done various things under different pretexts. Asked me for so much money. Many of them are scams. I'm going to retrieve all the transaction records. Take him to court. Make him spit out all the money. It would be best to make him spend a few days in jail. Of course, those are just angry words. Who would actually go ahead and file a lawsuit? It's embarrassing even to mention such things. The man himself knows it's dishonorable. It's really gotten out of hand. Everyone looks unhappy. But after I listen to it, I feel extremely blocked inside. I talk to these guys. You're comfortable now. He spent the money. People have had enough of playing around too. I don't want it anymore. Conversely, one could sue the other party for fraud. Then everyone came to me to complain. So, in the end, it's my fault after all, right? I'm just here to vent my anger. That's completely ridiculous. At this point, yet I became the villain who was despised by everyone. He took my resources, slept with my friend, got hundreds of thousands from someone else. Finally, bite back in retaliation. They say I ruined him. Those guys are willing to spend money for others. When tired of playing, they turn hostile. Now they're venting all their frustration on me again. When I was young, I always feel that. Friends, if you get along well with each other, then keep being friends. If things don't work out, just part ways. What's the big deal? You're kind to others. Others will always be kind to you. I'm 40 years old now. I don't think about it anymore. Where there are people, there will be disputes and arguments. I have 4 boyfriends. One to keep my bed warm, someone to spend my days with. There are also 2 old lamps, specialized in generating gold coins. None of them knew of the other's existence. I don't like anyone either. My name is Shen Nayan. I'm 25 years old this year. Not particularly stunning in appearance, but the skin looks fair and attractive to look at. Big eyes with light makeup. Walking on the street, you can occasionally get a few people turning to look at you. Everyone around me says I look well behaved. Speaking in a soft voice. She clearly seems the type of girl who's easy to trick. They're right. I was really easy to deceive back then. My first year in college, I met my first boyfriend, Lu Zi. He's from the courtyard next to mine, 1 year older than me. When we first started dating, he's really wonderful. They'll take me to class. Will accompany me to evening study sessions. Will bring me breakfast. Even my casually mentioned preferences, he remembers everything in his heart. Back then, I thought this was exactly the kind of love I wanted. I wish I could give him everything the best in the world. Back then, my monthly living expenses were 2,000 yuan. Enough to cover my own expenses. They haven't been together for even a few months. Lu Zi started complaining about how poor he was to me. He said his family wasn't well off. Don't have enough money for living expenses. I watched him look so aggrieved. Spoke without even thinking. From now on, I'll give you 1,000 yuan every month. Let's spend it together. Since then, I transfer 1,000 to him on time every month. I also keep only 1,000 to get by in daily life. These 1,000 are to be used for paying electricity bills and buying daily necessities. Still need to eat. In short, I don't even have enough money to buy a new piece of clothing. He's having his birthday. I live frugally. I managed to save up over 2 months. Bought him a pair of Adidas shoes that cost over 1,000. But everything I wear myself is from Pinduoduo. It costs dozens of yuan in the evening. I just foolishly give away everything like this. From freshman year to senior year, I transfer 1,000 yuan to him every month without fail. Buy him clothes and gifts. Yet I live a very frugal life. I thought we'd keep going forever. Wait until he graduates. When I graduate, let's look for jobs together. Buy a house together, live together. But I never could have imagined it. The people I treat with all my heart never truly cared for me at all. My senior year of college. After graduation, he stayed and worked locally. We're still together. I happened to see his phone. Accidentally came across his chat messages with a girl. Only then did I find out that he already had a girlfriend back in his hometown. A year earlier than I met him. In other words, I'm the one who came later. Looking at their intimate conversations on the phone. Watching the sweet nothings he said to that girl. Watching him say that he's been single all along. I'll marry her once I graduate. I just understand now. My efforts over these 3 years, it's all a joke. During that time, I've lost over 10 pounds. My roommates took turns trying to persuade me. But I just can't get out of here. It's like running towards someone with all your might. Thought that was the end. Only when I got closer did I realize it. It was just a wall. Also suffered a bloody head injury from the collision. It took me a full half year. It took some time to recover. I thought I'd already experienced betrayal once. I can always see people clearly. I'll never be so stupid again. But I didn't expect that. I still failed. My second relationship started during my internship. The boy's name is Shen Hao. He's a senior at my internship company. 3 years older than me. He has a really sweet mouth. He knew I had just broken up. Just constantly around me all day long. Buy me coffee. Take me out to eat.
Take me home.
He knows I just started my internship. It's not easy for someone to rent a place by themselves outside. They often come to keep me company. He took me to a nice restaurant for dinner. Travel around the area. Go to a concert. At that time, I felt that I had finally met the right person. He loves me, unlike Lucy who only wants to steal my money. I trust him more and more. I regarded him as someone I could rely on. After completing the internship and becoming a full-time employee, Mom and Dad feel bad that I'm alone out there. Gave me 3 at once, 10,000 yuan to rent a better apartment. I deposited the money into my bank card. I also happily told Shen Hao about this. It wasn't long before Shen Hao suddenly asked me for a loan. He said with a troubled expression, "Baby, there's an emergency at my home. Can you lend me 5,000? I'll give it back to you in a couple of days." I agreed without even thinking. After all, it's only natural for boyfriends and girlfriends to help each other. But this is just the beginning. Later, he asked me for money again. He said the stocks he bought have dropped a lot in value. Urgently need to top up positions. But he used his money to buy something that can't be withdrawn until a certain time. I borrowed it again. He asked me for loans several times in total. I actually used the 30,000 yuan that my parents gave me for rent. Lent out over 20,000. It happens too often. I'm a little panicked too. Once, I couldn't help but ask him, "When will you pay me back?" But he just perfunctorily dealt with me. "Don't worry, the stock price hasn't gone up yet. Still fluctuating at the bottom. I'll pay you back as soon as the price goes up." Until one day, I couldn't help but steal a peek at his phone. Checked his chat history. In his phone, it's all messages of him being flirtatious with multiple women. Those women are all from the business community. What really shocks me even more is, in the transfer records, he transferred thousands of dollars to each of those women at a time, without even blinking an eye. But he didn't pay back a single penny of my money. I'm holding his phone. Just throw it right in front of him. What is this?
Tell me.
What on earth is this? He glanced at his phone. The expression on his face changed. But the next second, he turned around and started yelling at me. Why are you going through my phone? You're violating my privacy. I was so angry that my whole body trembled. I violated your privacy. You owe me over 20,000 yuan and won't pay it back. Take my money and go to the store. You still have the nerve to argue. But he stubbornly refused to bend. A look of arrogance on his face. That's my money. I can spend my money however I want. I never could have imagined that. Someone I've trusted wholeheartedly once again. So it's actually such a scoundrel. Say it word by word. Give me back my money. He rolled his eyes. No money, then go borrow it. You yourself are willing to lend it to me. You have to borrow it yourself. That moment, the last bit of hope I had in my heart has completely vanished. 2 relationships, 4 years of youth. I gave my all with utmost sincerity. Spent all one's savings. What it brought in return were 2 acts of betrayal. 2 humiliations. 2 complete acts of deception. I finally understand. In this world, sincerity cannot be exchanged for sincerity. The more humble you are, the more one gives. The more people look down on them, the more that's the case. Being toyed with by others. Since then, I have changed. I no longer believe in love. I'll no longer give my all to anyone. I started to manipulate other people's emotions. Learn to control it with ease. Learn to become the kind of woman I used to despise the most. These 4 men around me right now, each has its own use. I welcome everyone who comes to me. Never puts any effort in either. The first one is Brother Gu, 44-year-old business person. He doesn't expect me to spend much time with him, as long as I give him some money. As long as I go to dinners with him occasionally, he'll transfer money to me. When it was young, a few thousand. Sometimes it reaches tens of thousands. He also bought me a luxury handbag. I accept it calmly. Never feel guilty at all. Because I know. Between us, it's just each taking what they need. The second one is old Joe. 40 is also an age when one can do business. But more generous than Brother Gu. He also knows that I have other men in my life. But doesn't care at all. Sometimes they even chat with me. Every time he comes to me, not only will they bring me gifts, he even gave me some cash before leaving. I never refuse. If I have the money, why wouldn't I take it? The third is the antelope. 20 years old is the age of a college student who hasn't yet graduated. He's good looking. She knows how to make me happy. Will also sleep with me. He doesn't even need me to spend any money on him. Instead, they buy me little gifts. But he didn't know. I just saw him as a tool to keep me warm in bed. The fourth is silence. 27 was when I first got to know programming. The employee doesn't say much. I'm not very good at comforting people either. He doesn't know that I have other men in my life. I always thought I was just like him. Ordinary people who just want to live their lives in peace. He said his biggest dream was to live an ordinary life, saying they want to save money to buy a house. I hope to be able to marry me by the age of 30. I watched his serious expression. Sometimes I also feel guilty. But this sense of guilt, it will soon be replaced by indifference deep in my heart. Because I've never felt anything for him at all. I'm maneuvering between these 4 men, switching between different expressions, saying different love words. Someone asked me, "Aren't you afraid of being discovered?" What am I afraid of? If it gets discovered, just change it. Anyway, no one in this society is indispensable to anyone else. I'm no longer the person who got hurt back then. The girl who cried and asked why. I'm the girl who's asking you what you want now. You want money? I'll give you emotional value instead. You need to be there for me. I'll give you some time. You want the future. I'll draw you a pie. They think I'm a jerk. Think I'm being reckless, irresponsible. Think I can handle things with ease. Only I know. What I can control with ease isn't emotions at all. It's after the wound has scabbed over. The hard shell that grows on top. Don't imitate me. It really isn't because I'm bad. It's not either because I think it's particularly glorious or anything like that. It's because I've walked this path before. Only at the very end did I realize it. I'm still not happy. Because I didn't show up to the appointment once. I somehow managed to avoid a nightmare that could have ruined someone's life. You'll never guess. Two seemingly ordinary friends of mine. What horrible secrets are hidden there? My name is Lin Lan. I have two great best friends. A thing called love. A person named Yang Mu. We've known each other for 7 or 8 years now. Love is 2 years older than us. Single-parent families. I've lived with my dad since I was little. His father's name is Aya Yang. Looks pretty honest. Not talkative. I really do pay attention to showing kindness in everyday life. In the eyes of outsiders, it's just a father and daughter with a very good relationship. What about Poplar Wood? Back then, my boyfriend and I would break up and get back together every few days. He was completely confused and disoriented. All I do is drink and cry. Because the loving family consists only of him and his father. The house is spacious and quiet. Yang Mu goes to Aixin home every day. The two of them buy a few bottles of wine, can drink from dusk till dawn. I really felt bad for them both at that time. I think they can keep each other company. It's at least some comfort. But I never could have imagined it. This seemingly warm companionship. In the end, it'll escalate to a life or death struggle. And also send people to prison. It happened on a summer night. I remember it was especially hot that day. Love suddenly called me. Should Lan Lan come over for dinner tonight? Let's grab something to drink along the way. I was preparing for an exam at that time. I really can't leave. Just refused. Love couldn't be persuaded any further. Hung up the phone. After I refused, he called for Yang Mu again. Thinking back now, that rejection, it's definitely the most fortunate decision I've ever made in my life. That night, they bought 2 cases of beer. Eating and drinking right in the living room of Love home. Halfway through drinking, Love's dad is back from work. Seeing them drinking alcohol, also sat down to join in the fun. Opened a bottle of beer to drink together. Love's dad doesn't really drink much. Can't drink much either. I got a little drunk after just a few drinks. They've started talking more too. Just at this moment, Love suddenly received a phone call. I don't know what was said on the other end of the phone. He hurriedly changed his clothes and went out. Before leaving, he still gave some instructions. Don't drink too much. I'll be back soon. After the Love left. In the living room, only Yang Mu and Ai Shin's father were left. Ai Li Yang and one more person. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. Yang Mu drank alone in silence. Didn't say much at all. Ai Li Yang sat there, completely drunk. In a moment, I'll stare at the poplar wood. After a while, he started talking to himself again. Is it easy for me to raise a child on my own? He fucking left early. I'm both a father and a mother. All these years, there isn't even anyone to talk to. He took a sip of wine. The voice was slurred, indistinct. You young ladies are really great. Some people are cherished and loved. Unlike me, whom completely alone. He suddenly stared at Yang Mu and said, Yang Mu, if only love were half as sensible as you are. I'll have less to worry about then. Yang Mu said he was a bit impatient while listening at that time. And a little sympathy too. Just comforted him a few words casually. But who knew that AI Lui would suddenly come over? Grabbed his hand tightly, saying things that are ambiguous and inappropriate. Yang Mu panicked at that moment. I want to push him away. But he drank alcohol. I have no strength in my whole body. Plus, AI Liang is extremely strong. He couldn't break free at all. He cried and begged for mercy. Let him go. But he seemed to have lost his mind. Won't listen at all. Just like that, on that sweltering night, in the home of love, not long after he left, something that shouldn't have happened between Yang Mu and AI Liang. After everything was over, Yang Mu's mind was completely blank. It took a long time before I realized what had happened. She was both scared and aggrieved. The first phone call, I called my boyfriend, with whom I had just gotten back together after a fight. Crying, she told everything that had just happened. As soon as her boyfriend heard that, it exploded on the spot. Without saying another word, I called the police right away. When the police arrived, the love hasn't returned yet. Ali Yang was also taken away by the police on the spot. By the time the love returns, the house is now in complete disarray. Broken beer bottles, overturned stool, and Yang Mu sitting on the sofa crying with his knees hugged to his chest. Love, your dad. He forced me. Love went crazy upon hearing it on the spot. Your dad isn't that kind of person. You're the one who seduced him, aren't you? Yang Mu was stunned. I seduced him. You did it on purpose, didn't you? The moment you step out the door, your dad started hitting right after that. Had you guys already discussed this in advance? The two of them grew louder and louder in their argument, blaming each other, mutual insults shouting at each other. The friendship of the past was completely shattered at that moment. Later, Yang Mu proposed. As long as Ixin and his dad give him 10,000 yuan, he won't pursue this matter any further. Just consider it as giving myself an explanation. They also won't let Love's father go to jail. Cute Heart and his dad absolutely refused to agree. You're extorting people. My dad didn't do anything at all. It's you who has no shame. I didn't force him. He did it voluntarily. Why should I pay money? It just remained stuck in this stalemate. No reconciliation. No settlement was reached through private negotiation. The case was referred to the court because there is conclusive evidence. Love's dad was ultimately sentenced to 3 years in prison. Sent to prison. Ixin completely changed from then on. That cheerful and smiley girl from before. His eyes were filled with resentment. Every time this topic comes up, I grit my teeth in frustration. It's all Yang Mu's fault. It was Yang Mu who seduced my dad. It destroyed our entire family. My adoptive mother also came to me. Holding my hand, she cried and said, I was drunk at that time. There's no strength left to resist at all. And the timing of that act of kindness was just perfect. Maybe it was done on purpose as a gesture of love. Just wants me to meet his dad's needs. At that time, I thought both of them were sticking to their own opinions. After all, such a thing has happened. No one wants to take responsibility. But I know it in my heart too. Since the court sentenced Love's father to 3 years in prison, there must be solid evidence. Until one day, I suddenly remembered something. A trivial matter that I hadn't paid any attention to before. That was 2 years before the incident happened. My partner and I, there's also another couple of friends, plus Love and his dad. 6 of us went to a KTV to sing and drink together. Everyone had a great time drinking that day. Ailayan drank especially a lot. Blushing and with a red neck. I can't even walk steadily anymore. Along the way, Ai Shen sat on the sofa to rest. Ailayan staggered over, sit right next to her. Then rested her head on Ai Shen's shoulder. his hands naturally wrapped around her waist. At that time, I even said it with a smile. You two have a really good relationship as father and daughter. Thinking back now, that image just doesn't seem normal at all. No matter how close the relationship is, my daughter is already in her 20s. A father wouldn't act like this, either. No sense of boundaries. I didn't think much about it at the time. But now my whole body is cold. Cold sweat kept breaking out on my back. I thought carefully back. When was the first time someone asked me to go out for drinks out of kindness? It was the day when the incident happened. He called me first. I refused. That's the name of the poplar tree. I don't dare to think about it. If I hadn't refused Love's invitation back then, gone to his place to drink, what will happen? Perhaps the one who's being manipulated. It will be me. My life almost took a different path. Not long after AI Ling went in, Love got married to a guy in a flash. Got married less than 2 months after meeting. The wedding was rushed through. They had a child not long after getting married. As soon as the child turned over a year old, her husband cheated on her. If it were someone else, either cry or make a fuss. Either get entangled or not. Either endure it for the sake of the child. No cute hearts. She was unusually calm. Simply filed for divorce. Left without even looking back. Children shouldn't have it either. Now I live alone with Love in my heart. Rarely keeps in touch with us. Yan Mu also left this city. Never came back again. I often think about it. Problems in the original family. To what extent can a person really be changed? He could make a seemingly cheerful girl become distorted, even at the cost of ruining others' lives. But no matter how unhappy one's original family was, no matter how much pain I feel inside, none of these can be excuses for harming others. Those schemes hidden in the shadows, it will eventually be exposed. It will ultimately backfire on oneself. And I failed to keep a promise once. Fortunately, I managed to escape that nightmare. But that phone call, I'll remember it for a lifetime.